I played Sea of Stars, so you don't have to. This retro-style turn-based RPG tells the story of two children who combine the powers of the sun and moon on an adventure to defeat the monstrous creations of an evil alchemist. My name is Shredded Cheese, and I'm a streamer over on Twitch and a YouTuber who focuses on all things indie games. Sea of Stars is an indie gem that takes us on a journey back to the golden age of RPGs. The enchanting tale of the children of Solstice, bearers of celestial might, uncovers the secrets of Eclipse Magic and faces the shadows cast by the nefarious Fleshmancer. I will now break down the game and give a spoiler-free review, so let's jump right in. If you thought retro RPGs were a thing of the past, think again. Sea of Stars takes the classic gameplay style and brings it back into the modern age of gaming. Sea of Stars brings the past joys of gaming to life in a way you have likely seen before, but that doesn't mean you will not fall in love with this game instantly. The game is great. Everything from the graphics to the soundtrack to even the cutscenes and dialogue gives the feeling of a retro classic while still having the depth and rich story of modern games. Sea of Stars involves building a party and fighting together with strategy and planning, taking front seats while also not ignoring the element of quick time events. Although there is little to no freedom in who you include in your team, the items and combos you find along the way give you more than enough that this detail is quickly forgotten. In order to thrive, you'll need to learn to plan your attacks multiple moves in advance. The game has one set difficulty, but there are relics you can find or buy that will allow you to change certain mechanics to help aid you if you so choose. For example, you can have the ability to fully heal and regenerate your magic points after each battle, or choose to tough it out for a more true-to-life style like I am. If that gameplay premise isn't enough for you, there are several minigames you will be able to play along the way. Yes, that does include a fishing minigame that I very quickly made my main focus, disregarding the storyline until I felt I had mastered the art of fishing. Sea of Stars may be set in a different world of magic, but that doesn't mean you feel worlds apart, as this game quickly draws you in with the environment, puzzles, dialogue, and storyline. Friendship is one of the core values that the story of Sea of Stars is based around. From the very start of the game, you are met with backstory and lore that manages to quickly create bonds and friendships that span decades in a matter of minutes. The result is a trio's friendship that transcends your screen and burrows itself right into your heart. From inside jokes, callbacks to childhood, and even explaining the outfits and appearance of characters, the story built up before the game even begins ropes you in, making you feel like part of the group. Past the main set of characters, there are countless others who will have their own stories and wisdom to share that is slowly revealed in an organic way that doesn't feel forced. You will find out only the information about everyone you need while still leaving enough mystery to keep you intrigued about even the most simple NPCs. The Sea of Stars world spans many different regions, each with its own unique characters and art styles. For the sake of keeping spoilers out of this video, I will only show the first two regions, but rest assured there are far more lands to see and explore on your own. The pixel graphics combined with the top-down playstyle allow the surrounding environment to shine. There are some separate animated cutscenes that break away from this pixelated style and add another level of beauty to the game I was not expecting when going in. From the start of Sea of Stars, the story is easily understood and the ultimate goals are laid out. You have no confusing moments about what needs to be done, and there is still plenty of room to explore, play, and master new mechanics. The simple premise of fighting monsters, exploring new areas, and unlocking new worlds does not feel limiting, but simple steps along a path to achieving a goal of beating bosses and ultimately beating the game. The added variety of different minigames and puzzles throughout the world keeps you engaged without feeling like you're being pushed in too many different directions. I've actually noticed that the minigames help you with learning about the game and the fighting mechanics, including getting better at timed events like blocking oncoming attacks. The level up mechanics and the items that you can buy or find in chests throughout the world also add a level of variety to the gameplay, where you will have to strategically think about who best deserves what items. Or you could play favorites if you have a character you like more than others. I won't judge you one bit. Although the gameplay of Sea of Stars seems simple, I found myself messing up and having to retry various parts of this game a lot. The single difficulty level means there's no easy way out, and the only way through tough battles is to learn from your mistakes and improve the next time around. Learning to use the information available to you is crucial to your success as the game progresses. Being able to quickly pick up some of the timing mechanics of blocking or doing critical hits will help you far more than trying to brute force your way to victory in battles. If you chose not to allow auto healing after battles, you will need to take every battle seriously, as making a mistake might not affect you then, but can mean you are at a disadvantage later on down the road. I often found myself not thinking through who and when to heal and would be starting fights with some or even all of my warriors low on health. Being able to best battle monsters means you will need to practice the art of blocking and hitting combo attacks. The game acknowledges the difficulty of being able to master the timing of some of these and reminds you early on that you shouldn't consider being unable to block an attack a failure, but instead treat it as a small victory in battle. I made the mistake of letting stream chat make fun of me for messing up these timed events, and they did not hesitate to call me out for it every single time. Throughout your Sea of Stars journey, you will need to plan accordingly to best build up your team for success. When you level up, you can choose one attribute to put more points into, which can greatly affect the future gameplay for better or worse. Depending on your playstyle, you might want to build someone as a tank with high health, or someone to have lots of magic points to be able to cast spells more often. The choice is yours, and truthfully, I have probably made a handful of mistakes trying to figure out who I should be putting more points on what attributes. Sea of Stars first caught my eye in Steam Next Fest, mixed in with hundreds of other games. The retro style gameplay may have been what caught my eye, but I did not expect this game to capture my heart and love of gaming as quickly as it has. From playing release day on YouTube to getting to further explore the intricacies and fighting mechanics of my first turn-based game in years, this game very quickly became a contender for my favorite game of the year. There was not one point so far that I felt like stopping playing this game, and if it wasn't for a few technical difficulties unrelated to the game, I could have played another several hours on day one. The attention to detail in the game's design, soundtrack, sound effects, art, and pacing all combined to create a game that I immediately knew would be a hit and resonate across the gaming space and possibly reach further than the world of indie gaming. Time will tell how far this game will fully extend, especially with the team behind this game showing full support of content creators and even offering a page on their website dedicated to streamers. I was able to read up on the game, get game art for thumbnails and promotional content, and even learn how to pronounce the names in games. Granted, I then blatantly ignored the correct way to say Valir in favor of Valerie because to me it just felt more fitting. Sea of Stars is a must play and will likely stay on my list of recommended games for anyone who enjoys RPG style games. The game feels complete and without any glitches and bugs you sometimes find on day one of game releases. The story is far more in-depth than some of the other modern games coming out, allowing you to feel connected to the characters as if you were also a childhood friend. Being part of the adventure unfolding in Sea of Stars is the journey I didn't know I needed, but I am glad I found. That is everything you need to know about Sea of Stars. As I mentioned, I did my first ever YouTube stream on this game the day it came out. If you want to see a VOD from that stream, you can find it under the live tab on my channel page. If you want to check out my past indie game reviews, you can watch this playlist, and all of my other stream VODs can be found up here. I will see you all next time.